Hello, everyone. So many people in here. This is awesome. Welcome to the August 26th regular board meeting. We are going to start with a Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Esta junta se lleva a cabo en inglés, pero contamos con servicio de traducción. Si alguien gusta hacer un comentario público o recibir explicaciones en español, por favor, indique su necesidad. We will now work through the agenda. Board, are there any proposed changes or modifications to the agenda? All right, hearing none, I will now move on to the consent agenda. Items on the consent agenda were sent to the board and posted online last week. The board has had the opportunity to review the materials and ask the superintendent any questions they have about any of the items on the consent agenda. The consent agenda for this meeting includes minutes for the 8/12/25 regular meeting, vouchers and payroll, personnel report, surplus report, contracts, facilities use, schedule. Is there another one? Did we add one? No. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Move to approve the consent agenda as
All
presented.
right. Second.
Turn back on green after the second, please.
Okay, it has been moved by Julie and seconded by Martin from the same mic. Any discussion? All right, all in favor of adopting the consent agenda as presented, say aye. Aye. No opposed, motion carries. Citizen comment, Kim, we have any? No citizen comments.
We're sharing.
All right, so Corey, special presentations.
Excellent. We are thrilled. It is the day before the first day of school for most of our system and ninth graders at Wenatchee High School tomorrow. But we've filled the room with students for the board tonight in anticipation of school starting. So this is exciting. We have our ASB team here today, or part of our team. You had an amazing summer and you went to summer leadership camp. Is that correct? Okay. And they're gonna tell us all about it. So if you ladies wouldn't mind, we've got a microphone here at the podium. You're welcome to jump on up there. Maybe you can go one at a time, or you can all go in solidarity, whatever you decide. There it is. You got each other. I love it. Thank you so much for being here, ladies. Did you ladies have a presentation? Oh, she's got it. Okay. Just want to make sure. Okay. Yeah, I see it. All right. I didn't know there was one. Great. Love it.
Summer leadership camps. This summer, I had the opportunity to attend Mount Adams Leadership Camp at the CISPIS Learning Center. Throughout a week filled with challenging activities, meaningful reflections, and lasting friendships, one message stood out above all. Leadership is influence. Nothing more, nothing less. What does this mean? To me, it is a reminder that leadership is not determined by titles or positions, but by the impact we make on others through our influence. At Mount Adams, we learned that good leaders don't just create more followers. They inspire and empower others to become leaders themselves. This is a lesson I believe we must carry into our school. Good leaders make better leaders. For many of us, this will be our first year serving in ASB. Having the opportunity to build stronger bonds before the school year even began has given our team a unique advantage. We were motivated to apply what we learned at Mount Adams to improve our school and strengthen our community. By learning to understand each other's perspectives and leadership styles, we've discovered how to delegate tasks effectively and, more importantly, how to support one another as a team. Not only did we grow closer as a Wenatchee High School group, but we also connected with students from many high schools across Washington State. We exchanged ideas, gave and received feedback, and came back with fresh perspectives that we are excited to put into action here at WHS. In closing, leadership is not just about one person. It's about creating an environment where everyone can grow, contribute, and shine. Our ASB team is ready to serve, ready to listen, and ready to lead with influence. Together, we will make this year a great year for Wenatchee High School.
Hello, my name is Melanie Tovar. Good evening, and I feel honored to serve as Vice President at Wenatchee High School. To add on to what Luciana said, CISPIS Learning Center proved to be a transformative experience. Spending a week with 250 students created an environment where deep connections of vulnerability flourished. The program underscored the importance of the 8 essentials, revealing how new opportunities can unexpectedly open doors we never knew existed. Reflecting on my initial doubts about attending, I now realize how unfounded they were. What started as a hesitant decision turned into an unforgettable journey, and I regret not participating in previous years. It's ironic that my past reluctance almost prevented me from discovering such a valuable opportunity. Now, I also regret not striving for a larger role sooner, which would have allowed me to experience CISPIS and its enriching possibilities earlier. My biggest takeaway was realizing the profound impact a small, dedicated group of thoughtful, committed citizens can have on the world. Indeed, it's often the spark that can make a significant change.
Hello, everyone. My name is Anis Velasquez. I'm an upcoming junior, and I'm the next ASB secretary at Wenatchee High School. I had the privilege to attending Mount Adams Leadership Camp this summer as a delegate, and I can honestly say that it was a truly eye-opening experience. I walked in, it was outside my comfort zone, I was nervous, I was overwhelmed, and I didn't quite know what to expect. Basically, all the emotions you can think of. Quickly, I realized the power of being in a space filled with passionate and driven individuals. I met so many incredible people and made so many connections that I will cherish forever. And I would have never gotten the chance to do that otherwise. More importantly, I've gained new perspectives, new ideas, and new practices that I'm excited to bring back and apply to our school. I didn't just feel like a participant, I felt like I truly belonged in a community. Every conversation, every lesson made me more excited, not just about what I was learning, but about what I could bring back and do with it. My goal moving on from this experience is to help shape our school's environment to reflect the same positive atmosphere I experienced at Mount Adams, a place where people feel inspired, connected, and proud to be part of a community. I came out of camp with the new perspective of what a community is. I want to be part of creating a community that is inclusive and welcoming to all students. We as ASB want this space to be a place where people truly love coming to every day. I want students to feel the same sense of belonging, excitement, and inspiration that I experienced at Mount Adams. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Tegan Collier, and I will be serving as senior class president at Wenatchee this year. I had the honor of attending Mission Peak Leadership Camp, and this was actually my 3rd summer now attending an AWSL leadership camp. But the theme for Mission Peak this year was believing, and I believe it truly was a camp that taught you how to do that in yourself, in everyone around you, and just in your environment. I learned about all the ways that I can change my mindset to accept my surroundings and make the most of all the opportunities which I am given. And I also learned about how to be the most productive leader in different types of leadership settings. I got to connect with leaders from schools all around the state to exchange ideas and help each other build platforms on those ideas to bring into each other's school years. So I now get the opportunity to expand on those and bring new events to my class this year. I think the most important aspect of camp is simply the energy there and the environment created where everyone is invited to be their fullest selves. And that is something which year after year has left me with such a strong motivation to bring that environment and create that energy at Wenatchee High School. This year, I want to really focus on making positive memories, especially for my class, and bring that inclusivity and thinking outside the box from camp back into the events and the way we run things for our students at Wenatchee. And I am just truly thankful for leadership camp and the more open and more positive person that it has made me. Thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Melanie. I'm gonna be the upcoming junior president, and I also went to Mission Peak. So what I learned is how to believe in yourself, believe in your community, and believe in others. So I learned that the base to believe in your community and your others, you have to believe in yourself first. My freshman and my sophomore year, I was quite the opposite, and I did have some events my freshman year that kind of influenced the rest of the year. And my sophomore year, I kind of just clinged on to those and just made some grudges, which really wasn't the best. So, I want to use my new knowledge that I learned from Mission Peak by having faith that we can do anything. And what I mean by that is I know that there's so many students in our freshman year that are not, let's just say that they don't believe. They don't believe in themselves and their spirit. So, oh, sorry, I just blanked. Um, um, oh, sorry. But not only the students, but also the leaders. The leaders, well, this is my first year doing something like this, and I'm already like exhausted. So I just want to appreciate all of the people here that have been doing it for years. I know it's something hard and it's definitely not easy. So my goal is to bring everyone together. So what I mean by that is, um, I have noticed in our school that there's like two separate groups. So one of them is like ASB, like leaders, senates, whatever. Um, they're all like high spirited for our group for our Wenatchee High School. And then there's another group where the students are just like super sad, super depressed. They're not excited for school, let's say. So I think something that really helped me from camp is people inviting me, doing personal invites. And I know it's hard to personally invite every single person from our school, but I think with just inviting one person, it makes them feel welcomed, a lot more welcomed, and wanted to be there. So I think that with that, they'll invite a lot more people. So yeah, thank you.
Hello, my name is Laura Diaz. I'm going to be sophomore Senate president this year. And I also went to Mission Peak. I don't have as many pictures, but I'm there in the corner. For me, Mission Peak was such an incredible experience. There was such a diverse group of people. You got to meet so many new people, and I learned a lot about how other schools around Washington lead with ASB to bring their school together and their community together. At Mission Peak, I talked to a lot of delegates, and I came up with this idea, like collaborating with others, about Pantherpalooza, which is a music festival kind of that I'm planning on getting in the works for spring, where it's like our personal music department that has a lot of talented people, very diverse musics, comes together, and we bring the community together, and everybody just connects as one to support our school and support our music department and also support our community. So I think Mission Peak really helped me get that going and learning about that. This year, Mission Peak also taught me a lot about inclusivity. I think we had such a diverse group of kids that it was so cool seeing everybody collaborate with everybody, no matter what. So this year I want to focus on inclusivity a lot more. I want to ensure that everyone has an event that is specifically catered to them, because I know a lot of times in ASB we can get caught up on the social aspect and we forget to think about those students that maybe aren't as into that. So this year I really want to focus on that, about having everybody have an event that they can go to. And it's so important to me that my class connects, because it's going to benefit our education and our future, and surrounding ourselves with a diverse environment and group of people will help us create different points of views, learn more, and have so much more fun. Yeah. Do you guys have any questions?
To go with a thank you. There are a bunch of firsts here. I don't think we've ever had 6 people come and report to the board. I don't think we've ever had 3 classes cooperating amongst themselves and creating longevity and continuity. Those are really, we're grateful for your power and your dedication to show that. I just wanted to continue by wishing you really, all of you and everybody you serve, a great year. But thank you for coming 6 strong, 3 classes deep, with lots of positivity.
Thank you.
All right, I said I wasn't going to speak. Yes, can I borrow? I just want to say congratulations. I'm very proud to see you guys up there. Some of you guys known for the last several years. Tegan, I mean, we got to volunteer together with Wenatchee Youth Baseball. But like Martin said, thank you guys for being here, for starting your academic year before everybody else, putting in the time, the work. And I can already tell it's going to be a great year for Wenatchee High School and our school district. So I look forward to our monthly updates. Hopefully we'll see not just from the ASB side, but also from the high school, the Senate side.
And I'll add, like, I really appreciate you guys bringing things. This is what we're excited about. This is what we're bringing to this year, because a lot of times it is, here's the timeline of what things happened this month, and that was that. And so you guys being, this is what we're going to try and do. This is how we're trying to be inclusive is great. So thank you for bringing that energy to the new year.
I'll just add a huge thank you and just a quick question. So we had folks that went to Mount Adams, right? And then Mission Peak. Did any of you get to interact or hang out with my friend James Lehman? Did everybody? Okay, almost there. Okay, great. He is amazing. So he's been here to the school district in a variety of ways. So, but I just appreciate what I'm hearing from everyone about belonging and inclusivity and and the comfort zone conversation, right? We know that comfort zones are safe and warm and great, but sometimes maybe not a lot grows in our and when you stay in your comfort zone. So thank you for stepping out of your comfort zone tonight for us. And I just wish you, a great school year and a great start. And we're excited about those monthly updates as well. So thank you, ladies, very much.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Next up, we have a dream team of sorts in the back here. They've taken up the last two rows and with authority, and we love that. We want to welcome our AEM students that have been going full speed this summer. So tonight we have representatives from our first boot camp from last year, and then we have our new boot camp graduates as well. So everybody's kind of here, and then also our Wenatchee Valley College student representatives are in-house as well. So I want to welcome them up to the podium, and we can get your presentation started. And gosh, thanks everybody for being here. This is a strong group of students tonight, and we just appreciate your time. So this is great. We also have Ron Brown here, who is with them as their advisor and support. So we're just excited to hear about what's been happening this summer and all the cool opportunities that you all have had. There, look at this. They're ready. Okay, take it.
Hello, everyone. My name is Abby Perez. And first and foremost, I would like to thank you all for giving my team and I the opportunity to be here presenting and sharing more about the AEM movement. I will now pass it down to my teammates and allow them to introduce themselves.
Thank you, Abby. My name is Stephanie Salgado. I'm going to be a junior at Wenatchee High School tomorrow. And I've been in AEM for a year now, and AEM brings me joy.
Hi, everyone. My name is Isabella Garcia. I'm also a junior at Wenatchee High School, and I've been with AEM for a little bit over a year now. And my favorite thing about AEM is the fact that I've gained a lot of confidence in the work that I'm doing.
Hi, my name is Ximena Guerra. I'm a junior at the Wenatchee High School, and I'm part of the operations and maintenance program with Advanced Energy Movement. And one thing that has recently brought more and more is a big smile on my face and just happiness overall.
Hello, my name is Marisol Nava. I'm also an upcoming junior at Wenatchee High School, and I've been an AEM intern for about a year now. And I would say AEM brings me a sense of fulfillment.
Hi, my name is Sloan Epic Talbot. I'm a junior at Wenatchee High School, and I've been with AEM for about a year. And AEM gives me a really good sense of teamwork.
Hey, my name is Oscar Penilla. I'm a WBC graduate, and I'm in AEM for around 6 months. And this internship been teaching me a lot of real life experience.
Hello, my name is Ariel Torres. I am an upcoming second year HVAC student, and I have been with AEM for 5 months, and it has helped me improve my soft skills.
Hello, my name is Ogyang Yano. I am a senior at Wenatchee High School, and I'm a new AEM intern. AEM has taught me to become better in my communication skills.
Hello, my name is Naveen Nayak. I'm a senior at Wenatchee High School, and I'm also a new AEM intern, and AEM has made me a better person.
My name is Annie, as you guys know. I'm an upcoming junior at Wenatchee High School, and AEM has given me the opportunity to share my ideas and thoughts.
Hi, my name is Rosario Navarro Vega. I'm an upcoming junior, and I am a brand new AEM intern. And something that AEM has taught me is to turn my anxiety into excitement.
Hello, I'm Jacob Cusick. I'm also a junior at Wenatchee High School. I'm also a new intern, and AEM has taught me to not judge things for what they look like, but to really delve in and understand what they are.
Hello, my name is Uriel Navas Salgado. I'm an upcoming sophomore, and AEM has taught me to be more responsible.
Hi again, my name is Abby Perez. I am a upcoming junior at Wenatchee High School, and something that AEM has helped me with is give me a place to apply my leadership skills. I will now pass it down to Sloan.
Okay, hello again, everybody. Now, after all those introductions, you're probably wondering what AEM is. And it's a cutting edge technology solution that lets operators of buildings see their energy use and lets them optimize their performance and eliminate energy waste so that they can cut costs by up to 40% without any capital investment. And we as students work inside the real buildings with professionals and solve the problems, deliver a solution that meets the Clean Buildings Performance Standard compliance requirements. We do this because it gives us a job while we're still in high school, which prepares us for a future in the workforce. And for me personally, it helps me earn money so I can send myself to college to fulfill my future goal of becoming a pediatrician. It also lets us help people and see their reactions to what we've been doing. For our commercial building clients, it's the energy cost savings and compliance with the Clean Buildings Performance Standard, as well as an improved building working environment for the occupants so that they can work better and feel better while they're doing so. For our PUD, we help them help more customers because by saving their customers energy, they can free up capacity, which they sell to places like California for a much higher price, which helps us keep our energy rates low. And they also want to support the workforce development of teenagers who might work for them in the future. For the district and college, yes, it's also the workforce development as well as the cost savings we've had while working with them and the community leadership that they've shown with taking one foot forward with this program. I'm going to pass it off to Isabella now.
Thank you, Sloan. So as you may know, AEM interns are helping Wenatchee High School face their real-world issue, which is to achieve the 6 compliance regulations of the Clean Buildings Performance Standard. So out of these 6 regulations, we've successfully helped Wenatchee High School achieve 5, those being implementing an energy management plan, energy tracking and monitoring, benchmarking an Energy Star portfolio manager, creating and implementing an energy management plan, as well as doing the same for our operations and maintenance program. The only thing that we're left with helping Wenatchee High School achieve is meeting their state energy use intensity of 49. So I'm a part of the AEM energy management team. And with that, you might be wondering 3 questions. What is energy management? Who does the work? And can AEM interns achieve compliance? So to answer these 3 questions, I'd love to address the 3 fundamental steps of energy management. It all really starts with data because you can't manage what you don't measure. So our AEM team is capable of measuring monthly energy and utility bill data, as well as creating 15-minute interval data reports for energy use and cost. Another thing that our AEM intern team is also capable of doing is helping directly with conservation. So our team focuses on turning off things when they're not needed. This helps us align energy use with building activity while integrating energy into maintenance. It also helps us grow an energy conservation culture. The only thing that our AEM intern team cannot do is help with efficiency directly. So we can't directly retrofit and replace equipment. And we also can't energy audit or help with efficiency measures in that way. We also can't produce capital investments. And now I can pass it on to Rosario Naveen.
Let's think of our schools like a giant classroom project. To do well, we have three main jobs. Rosario, do you care to explain our three jobs?
First, we need an energy plan, like a homework plan, so we use energy wisely, turning off lights and not wasting heat. Second, we need an operation and maintenance program, like taking care of your car. If you don't fix things, they break, and in your case, they would waste energy. Third, we need an energy goal, like beating your best score in PE. The school has to keep its energy use under a certain target. That's what we call an energy use intensity. Naveen, tell them the good news.
Now here's the good news. If we do these three things, it costs us nothing and it costs you nothing. But if we don't, the schools have to pay fines that could add up to hundreds of thousands of dollars. For example, our very own Wenatchee High School. This is the estimated projection to my right. If we don't hit our energy goals, it could cost up to over $400,000. Now, when we save energy, the money can go into things that teachers and students really need, whether it's books, technology, or extra sports equipment. Now, if we take care of our buildings, everybody benefits. With that, I'd like to pass it off to Stephanie.
Here are more good news about our high school. So up here is an electricity comparison graph. And as you can see, in March, AM started working with Wenatchee High School. And within that month, there was a 9% energy reduction. And as of July, there has been a 69% energy reduction, which is averaging over $10,000 monthly cost of savings. So more good news is that there's this graph, and with school restarting, AEM's energy reduction has maintained over the last 20 days of August. And using last year's daily average electricity usage, which was 16,368 kilowatt hours as our budget, this graph compares actual August's KWH to the budget, which is about 56% of reduction. And here we have a graph that is the energy use intensity, also known as the EUI. For the Wenatchee High School to meet compliance, we have to hit the target of 49. And the Wenatchee High School has been at 100 up until March when we started working with them. And since March up till July, there has been a 14% reduction, which puts us at 86. And we are averaging a drop of 3.5 units each month. And if we maintain this average, then we will hit target by May 2026, which means we're in compliance. Passing it on to Anais.
Thank you, Stephanie. Now I'm going to be talking about energy tracking monitoring. For the Wenatchee School District schools, energy use is being tracked through AEM Console's utility bill management system. This system tracks electricity usage, gas usage, and cost. This database is then synced with Energy Star's Portfolio Manager, a tool used to measure and compare building energy performance. This helps the district meet their Clean Buildings Performance Standard, which requires schools to measure their energy use. And now I'll be passing it to Marisol.
When syncing with Energy Star, you get a graph that shows the combined monthly energy use and how it changes over time. This bar chart is broken down by electricity, which is the red, natural gas, the blue, and then other energy types. It is measured by kBTU, which is 1,000 British thermal units, and that is basically how much total energy from gas and electricity each school is using. The average rolling trend is the black line, and it basically is the current month plus the previous 11 months divided by 12. And the biggest takeaway from this graph is that you see that the trending average is going downwards, which means each school is saving energy overall. Now to benchmarking and Energy Star Portfolio Manager. This graph compares each school in the Wenatchee School District and how it's performing in terms of energy efficiency. Energy Star scores range from 0 to 100. Anything above a 75 qualifies a building for Energy Star certification. meaning it uses less energy, costs less to operate, and produces fewer emissions. Schools like Valley Academy, Lewis and Clark, and Mission View are actually performing very well. And this certification symbols highlights that Energy Star certified buildings typically use 35% less energy and cost 35% less to operate. As of currently, 7 of the schools are in the process of getting Energy Star certified and getting an Energy Star certification plaque. And now I'll be passing it on to Stephanie.
So here we have an Energy Star treasure hunt. What a treasure hunt is where we go around a facility looking for treasure, and the treasure is energy being wasted during the unoccupied hours. So we conducted a treasure hunt all across the Wenatchee School District, and we managed to shut down 29 out of the 32 portables with the help of the operations and maintenance team, and that means there was a 90% energy shutdown for portables. So here we have a graph. This is John Newberry Elementary School, and the black line is the first week of July 2024, and the red line is the first week of July 2025. And as you can see, there has been a 62% energy reduction, which is about $110 worth of savings. Here we have another graph for the Wenatchee High School. This graph shows, the black line shows 2 weeks prior to the 4th of July weekend, and the red line is the 4th of July weekend. And there has been a 41% energy reduction, which is about $160 worth of savings within just that weekend. And we'd also like to point out that the Wenatchee High School achieved and beat the target baseload, which the target baseload is the amount of electricity the building needs during unoccupied hours. Passing it on to Isabella.
Thank you, Stephanie. So another part of our energy management plan is occupant engagement. And so as you can see, this is a screenshot of our occupant classroom environment survey, which I got to make and I got to help send out to all of our Wenatchee High School staff this past June. And so the purpose of this survey is to better understand and hear directly from staff ways that they're using energy within the building. So now I'll pass it on to Anais to tell you about another element of our occupant engagement.
Thank you, Isabella. Another way we are working to increase occupant engagement is through our marketing materials. Here on the left, we have some Post-it notes that occupants can use at their desks with the slogan, "Save at work, pocket at home." In the middle, we have some door hangers that would be hung up on doors where there's a lot of foot traffic. On the door hanger, it shows a list of things that occupants can do to reduce energy waste. And lastly, on the right, we have posters that would be in break rooms and copy rooms. This poster shows not only that you benefit from saving energy, but your building and your whole community benefits from reducing energy. As you can see, the Chelan County saves over $1,000 in savings compared to the Washington State, and even more than the national average of electricity. So if occupants do their job with reducing energy, they can keep the Chelan County PUD to have affordable power. And now I'm passing it on to Jacob and Uriel to continue talking about occupant engagement.
Thank you, Anais. My partner Jacob and I have been working with the Gresham Barlow School District on weekly performance reports. And that is coming out the 29th of August. And another thing that's coming up is the Labor Day weekend shutdown, where all the buildings in the district get shut off until after Labor Day. Jacob, can you explain what a weekly performance report goes over?
As you can see, the graph that's represented here will be a example of what we will be doing with the Wenatchee School District. This is filled with the Gresham Barlow School District schools. It has all the schools in the district. It shows their previous year's kilowatt hour use as well as their current year's kilowatt hour use. Next to it, we have a column that is represented in black, which is their savings, compared to in the red, which is their loss. Next to that is the percentage of kilowatt hour savings compared to the last year, as well as the cost savings and the pounds of CO2 avoided. At the very bottom, we have a total of the whole entire school district. And now I'll be passing it on to Jimena.
So I'm part of the operations and maintenance program, which means we transitioned from a reactive to a preventative maintenance. And this requires a lot of commitment and a lot of work. And it's very heavy lift because it required us to maintain our focus and dedication throughout the summer because there's three steps to it. The first one is gathering all the inventory from all the buildings in the Wenatchee School District that use energy. And step two would be developing a preventative maintenance schedule for all the assets using the manufacturer's suggestions. Step three is implementing regular PM checklists using the suggestion frequencies, which is monthly, quarterly, and annually. Once all of this is completed and operational, we increase the reliability, we reduce unexpected failures, extend the life of equipment, and we optimize energy performance that results lower energy cost. So I'm going to be passing on to Oscar.
As my teammate Jimena mentioned, the first step of the process is gathering and catalyzing all the inventory equipment data. The equipment that we collect is divided by different categories, like as HVAC, electrical, plumbing, pneumatics, controls, and some others. As the table shows, the specific information that we obtain for each equipment, like is asset name, category, location, manufacturer, model number, serial number, condition, and operation status. The graph that you guys can see, that's example of the Wenatchee High School. It's a small example of it. We actually have more than 500 items. Um, all this, sorry, all this information needed wasn't obtained easy. We faced multiple challenges, like working awkward spaces, like roofs, attics, or above ceilings, also being exposed to different hazards. All this process was accomplished under safety protocols and standards. This process wouldn't be possible without the support of the Wenatchee High School District, especially for Brian Brokey, Lance, and Patrick team. I will pass it to Augie.
So this is the project status of the 12 schools in the Wenatchee School District my team and I have gathered. We've gathered over 1,297 pieces of equipment. This is a big part of our inventory process. Once we've completed all of our inventory, we're now able to create a preventative maintenance checklist. A preventative maintenance checklist is maintenance suggestions given to us by the unit manufacturer. We do filter change, belt change. We lubricate the unit to prevent equipment failure. Now that we have completed transitioning from a reactive program to a preventative maintenance program, we are able to transfer our data to our new maintenance software called Operations Hero. Ariel has become our Operations Hero expert, and he will be giving you guys a deeper explanation of what that software is.
As mentioned by my teammate Augie, Operations Hero is the new software that Wenatchee School District will be using to meet preventive maintenance requirements. Through Operations Hero, we are able to organize all the assets and all the information for each school and make it accessible, while also being able to add PMs for each asset and easily be able to communicate using work orders. Having an O&M system like Operations Heroes allows us the opportunity to turn energy wasting events into maintenance resolutions, saving costly energy utility spent. Now I'll be passing it over to Jimena.
I just want to give you guys a huge thank you for allowing us to give us this opportunity because we're really grateful for that, and especially for Brian and Lance and Patrick as well, because it's great experience to see how stuff actually work behind those doors. So thank you guys.
So now I'll be talking a little bit more about AEM's status on meeting Clean Buildings Performance Standard compliance for Wenatchee School District. So this is an overview of kind of all of the tasks that we've been working on. So it's divided into data, people, equipment, and investment. For data, all of our schools have been benchmarked in Portfolio Manager. And under people, we've been working all summer to build an energy conservation culture. So we hope to further this by launching our occupant engagement campaign early this September. For equipment, as our O&M presentators have said already, they've documented a lot of equipment and have been really hard at work this summer. And then under investment, there's still some things that our non-intern team has to get done. But overall, most requirements are either fully complete or actively in progress by our team, which keeps Wenatchee School District on track for both compliance and long-term savings. But moving on, I'd like to talk about our former governor, Jay Inslee. He shared at the Pacific Northwest Climate Week that environmental stewardship is a unifying goal throughout Washington. But also in that panel, I'm really excited to say that AEM interns earned recognition for delivering energy and cost savings throughout our community. So when we think about all of our commitments within the work that we are doing, we are full steam ahead, fully committed to helping our school district and our community with compliance, but also expanding our impact across Washington. So now I'm going to be moving on to talking about benchmarking within Energy Star Portfolio Manager. So this is the North Central Education Service District's energy use intensity. And our program first launched within this building in March, and we saw that their energy use was at a 92. But now we jump forward a couple months to July, and we see that we've made a 17% EY reduction. And we've been able to do this within the span of 5 months, which is a really big accomplishment for us. So we still have a 13-unit reduction remaining to achieve their target base load EUI of 66. But that has still been such a great accomplishment for our team. And we wouldn't have been able to be doing all of this work without Pete Phillips, who is the facility director for the NCESD building. And so he's not here in the audience today, but I'd love to thank him for our partnership. So now I'll be passing it on to Sloan.
Thank you, Isabella. This here is an example of energy tracking and monitoring with NCW libraries, where there's been an 18% reduction in energy usage since AEM launched in March. And I would say that a huge part of that is due to Amanda Lawson, the facilities director for NCW libraries, who's just been so helpful and amazing to work with. She's gotten us everything we need to work with in the libraries and save them energy. That moves us right on to our next point, where Wenatchee's AEM movement is really about the community as a whole and working with businesses inside of the Wenatchee Valley and improving the overall community here. Especially with the school district, where we as students have a really personal connection and want to save as much energy as possible. And now, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them. Thank you all for being here today and watching our presentation.
Thank you, guys. That was an incredible, outstanding presentation. I learned actually quite a bit, and I always get excited seeing my old hometown schools on your work, because I'm from the Gresham Barlow area, and I saw my little Deep Creek Elementary School and was like, yes, go Deep Creek. And you're right, Amanda and Barbara at the library are fantastic. I had a question about, and I could ask questions all day because it's so fascinating, but just kind of maybe give us a brief insight of the tools you use when you're doing your analysis and measurement, because do you use a lot of computers? Do you use a lot of programs? Because it's clearly more sophisticated than walking in a room and turning off lights and saying, okay, we're doing our part. So just kind of like just a few examples.
I'll go. In terms of going into each building, we tend to go to the control room, and most of the stuff that's like pretty like big, like HVAC, tends to be able to like have a schedule if you put it on the actual system, whether it be like Automatic Logics or ATS. Those are just some examples of systems that they use. That's probably like the main way that we go around and looking at buildings and the layout and how to operate around the system. Yeah.
I was going to follow that. So you guys are spending a significant amount of time in the buildings, interacting with the custodians or the people who are actually occupying. It's not just I have a program and I'll go and to the mechanical room and change some programs. I'm assuming you guys have to get buy-in from the adults who are actually in the buildings.
So there's two teams in this whole thing. It's me, myself, and the three boys back there, and we're mostly in the buildings every day, and they are more like online basis or trying to get the communication skills. But we usually try to communicate with the custodians on that, and they give us access to most of the things.
I just want to give you guys kudos. You guys have set the bar really high for all the other student presentations that come for the rest of the academic year. I myself learned a lot, and you guys presented a lot of information and a lot of data in a very easy to follow and understand way, it's wonderful to see coming from students. You guys are fully immersed in the project, and it shows. You guys dressed up to present. I love it. I think it says a lot about your your advisor over there, who's like a proud dad over there. But I don't have any questions other than I'm just I was smiling the whole time just because it's really fascinating and fun, and the real world experiences that you guys are getting through this project. What a great opportunity that the district is providing. So keep up the good work.
I do have a question. Since March, your client list has expanded pretty dramatically. How do people find you? How do they beg to get you to work with them? How do you choose who to work for?
Well, sometimes we present to a lot of people and then they're just like, oh, we want to work with you, and we give out information. But most of the time, most of the time we go attend conferences, and that's where we connect and network with other businesses. And if they're interested, we obviously connect them to our bosses, and then they get ahead and like work with them. And then after that, we split up in teams, and it's like there's some people working here with this client, and then there's other people working here with this other client. So they have the same amount of focus we give them. And if it's going well, obviously all the time is going well, they refer us to other clients, well, other potential clients as well.
Well, thank you. That's great. I mean, you really are in demand, and congratulations on that. I just want to say formidable, just everything you do, the breadth of science and organization that goes into it. And I guess I wanted to say two things. You teach us and the outside world how to solve problems, and we can learn from you. And if I remember rightly, when the earliest joiners in your group talked about how you didn't just do data and energy, you learned to work in a team. And I've always been really impressed at the way you rotate, different person takes the mic, you organize the jobs between you. Your team skills look to me like they're a lesson all of us could learn from.
Thank you. I don't know if there's anything else. I just want to. Oh, did you want to say? Go ahead, Mark. Mark, you have the floor.
I just want to say thank you. Energy savings is always a passion of mine. I work for the PUD. And so I just would like to know, have you guys changed any of your personal habits after seeing the huge impact you've made at a commercial level?
Yeah, I would say we definitely have. When I'm at home, I'll snap at my siblings and be like, turn off the lights when we're leaving. Or I accidentally turned the lights off in the living room when my little sister was reading because I didn't see her there and I thought they were just on. And then also when I'm like driving past the schools or the JCPenney buildings or the libraries and I see the lights on, I'm like, are they wasting energy or are there custodians in there doing stuff with them? It's definitely made me a lot more aware of energy usage and how it affects people and like even our utility bill at home.
Well, fantastic. I want to thank you all for being here. And I don't know if Charlie's watching somewhere, but he will see this at some point. And I know he'll be very excited as you're all waving to. And I think I really want to go back to what you mentioned in your slides that former Governor Jansley said, youth driving real solutions, because that is what we're seeing here. And I've had lots of conversations about the adults in the school district that you work with, and they are loving the experience of working with you, the partnership, the collaboration, and what they're learning as well. And that kind of that reciprocal process that's happening. So I want to thank you for that. Also, this was not slated as a strategic plan aligned presentation, but in your presentation, we talked about partnerships. We've talked about opportunities for students. We've talked about real and relevant learning, which is big six, number six. And I believe I saw a little bit of science and a little bit of math. I'm just kidding. A lot of science and a lot of math embedded into this presentation. So I just want to let you know that we're super proud of you. It feels like the world is watching, and this is something very special that you're part of, and an experience that the Wenatchee School District is very proud to have partnered with and to have given this opportunity to all of you as well. So thank you for what you give to us, and we'll have you back. Thanks, everyone. Absolutely, Ron.
All right. Top that. All right, let's talk about the budget committee. Yeah, right.
Yes.
Right.
Thanks, everyone. Have a
Thanks,
great
guys.
night.
Okay, so discussion. Budget
Yes.
committee.
Budget committee discussion. We've had conversation, and Martin made a comment in past board meeting to after the summer to bring back up the budget committee and talk about how that's going to move forward since Martin will be leaving the board. And so I wanted to just have a discussion and make a note of the potential transfer of budget committee responsibilities from Martin to Tucker is what we had talked about. Yeah.
Figured it out.
We did. It was noted to bring it back in a meeting after summer. So
Does
anyway,
anyone have a problem with that?
I'm just bringing that back.
I get rid of one problem, which is that I'm going to go happily. And just to say, I was wanted to step down as soon as the 25-26 budget was formally adopted, which should happen in a few minutes' time. And then I want to say a little bit about it because we haven't had a budget committee always. Why is it valuable? And I think it's normally best practice for the current president to be a member of the budget committee. So I personally think that that would be a good choice, but the president decides who's on the committee. And then I wanted to add a couple of I said that we didn't always have one. I was really, really pleased when the budget committee was established during Bill Eagles' superintendency. What difference does it make? It puts two board members in contact with the finance group in the district early so that they can start thinking about budget matters and they have questions and advice going both ways. So you're aware of a lot more between the district and board representatives. It's an early reaction step, and that's really, really critical in any management. If you can react and identify issues early, you are going to be able to be more likely to be success. It flushes out good ideas and opportunities, and it also is a safety factor. It reduces misunderstandings and the possibility of false steps. The other characteristic that I think the Budget Committee, as it's developed over the last 3 years, intentionally takes a long-term vision culture. It's not just looking at what we're doing now, how we do the next budget. It's looking beyond the current year at the trends and developments, and it doesn't take any decisions. The board still is the person authority approving the budget, but that flushes out implications and awareness for the future. So it really does make the whole system much more powerful. And the first 2 years on the board, when we didn't have a budget committee, I felt kind of deprived. I think it's really important to have it, and I'm glad we do. And I'm glad I was able to, and all yours.
Yeah, I mean, and I will say, like, this will really give us, Corey and I, something to talk about in our monthly meeting. Finally something to talk about. No, I'm really excited. Martin, we will miss you on the budget committee. I really appreciate your expertise, but I'm excited to have some more insight into the decision-making process, because I know that we hear a lot from Sean, the main event, what's going on, and I think that there's a lot of work that goes into that, those presentations and those numbers and calculations. So I'm excited to be asking more questions than probably you want to hear. Okay, so we're just discussing. We don't need to take action on that right now. Okay, so then we'll move on to our other actions. First action is resolution 325, declaring certain school district property as surplus and authorizing its disposition through sale or lease. Do I have a motion to approve resolution 325?
Move to approve resolution 325, declaring certain district property surplus and authorizing its disposition.
Second.
All right, it's moved by Julie and seconded by Mark. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor of approving the resolution, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, none. Okay, motion carries. Second action is resolution 425, the 25-26 budget adoption. Do I have a motion to approve the budget for 25-26?
I'm going to use my swan song and make the motion to approve resolution number 0325, a resolution of the Board of Directors of the Wenatchee School District number 246 declaring, oh, I'm reading the wrong one. I gotta get the right one. Sorry. Turn it over. It's number 425, the adoption of the 25-26 budget.
Second.
All right, it has been moved by Martin and seconded by Julie. Any discussion? All right, hearing none. All in favor of adopting the budget, say aye. Aye. None opposed. Motion carries. We're cruising through. All right, third action regards the purchase of 2 school buses during the 26-27 school year. Do I have a motion to approve this purchase?
Move to approve the purchase of 2 school buses as presented.
All right.
Second.
All right, it has been moved by Julie and seconded by Mark. Any discussion? Nope. All right. All in favor of buying some school buses in 26-27, say aye. Aye. None opposed. Motion carries. So, Corey, short and sweet, off to you.
Swift work of that board. Wonderful. Okay. Just really excited about the energy of the last week, actually the last couple weeks since we were together. We had our opening day in the district, and it was extremely exciting. It was a pep assembly for adults, and it was super fun. We had We had 52 spaces for vendors at our vendor fair, and we had 52 vendors in the vendor fair. So it was great. Sage Hills Church provided a wonderful breakfast with three different trucks out front. We had a coffee truck, an acai bowl truck, and I think ice cream. Ice cream's okay at 7:30 in the morning. It's all right. And so we had, so that was a great celebration and a validation for our entire staff. And then the drum line came in and marched us all down to the auditorium where we had a presentation from the color guard. We also had the junior ROTC present the colors, and the high tones sang the national anthem. It was wonderful. We were able to celebrate some community partnership awards. And so we gave out a community partnership award to Sage Hills Church for not only what they've done at our back to school opening day, but also for the last 10 years of support that they've given to Westside High School, which goes fairly unrecognized most of the time, but they provide a back to school bash every year, which if you're interested, it's Friday from 1 to 3. So stop by Westside High School and see how Sage Hills Church honors the students and staff there. They also do a High Rollers Luncheon where they provide lunch for all of the highest performing students academically every quarter. And then they do a summer shindig at the end of the year to kind of capstone the experience. So we honored them. We also recognized our Chelan County PUD at the event and gave them a community partnership award for their support of our AEM students and also for the immense lighting projects that they have funded 100% in Lewis and Clark, Newberry, and Foothills are completely done, and the plan is to tackle more schools this year. So it's very exciting. And then we spent time celebrating our staff. We personally called out every single school building and department in the district, and every group was ready to respond. And so it was a great morning. And then we gave out some GEM awards, which if you're not familiar with GEM awards, those are Going the Extra Mile awards. So we had about 10 staff that we honored with the GEM awards. So it was a great celebration of our staff. It was super fun. And Eric and I have been going around to the back to school nights. One night there were a lot in a short period of time, so we had to divide and conquer. But we've made it everywhere. It's either both of us or individually we've made it to all the buildings. Yesterday was Wenatchee High School. We got to see some of the yonder pouches being checked out from the students and that process. I really wanted to see how that worked and kind of what the vibe was. And so it seemed smooth and interesting. And today was Foothills. So right before the board meeting, we were over at Foothills Middle School. Actually, right when the doors opened, people were lined up around the corner. So it's just been great energy and great to see just our community out there with their students ready for school. Other news, I just want to take a moment to let folks know that last Monday, on the August 18th, we had a report to the board, a board workshop on our long-range facilities report, so people can check that out. And also, we talked about the bond for a new high school update and HVAC systems in 7 of our aging buildings. And speaking of HVAC, I wanted to just share with the board that we have replaced 3 compressors at Wenatchee High School. We've been talking about that. They are going to go live tomorrow at 6 a.m., so that's fantastic. The unfortunate news is that we have a 4th compressor that is down, and that's the compressor that covers the CTE wing. And so our workaround there is that we have already done the paperwork and gotten the quotes to replace that as well. And in the meantime, it's going to be hot the next couple of weeks. I don't know if you've looked at the 10-day forecast, but it's going to be hot. But we'll be bringing in some external cooling units for those 14 classrooms for the next 2 weeks while we're waiting for that compressor. So just a little update, some really positive stuff, and then a few things that just we need to continue working on with our aging facilities. But that is the superintendent's update, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Corey. All right. We're going to do all of our board communications. So let's start with Mark.
Just been busy getting ready for school with kids, checking out their yonder pouch. And I just wanted to give a thank you to all the staff across the district, everyone that's gotten our schools ready for this year, and our staff that has been preparing, and wishing all the students and staff a great start to the year.
Great. First and foremost, I also would like to wish our staff and our district staff and our students the best of year as for the 25-26 academic year. Just briefly, I have registered to attend the General Assembly on September 20th. That is a virtual event only. I know we have one vote. I don't know what that means, but I'll connect with Kim to learn more. And then also there's a caucus week that went out with the email about the General Assembly. So I don't know who all got it because I didn't get the first email. But there's, I think 4 different caucuses. I have registered to attend the one, and they're an hour-long caucuses. September 8th, which is the Directors of Color caucus. And there's, like I said, 3 others. If anybody's interested, anybody can register for those.
Thanks. Julie, you want to go?
I was laughing at the Yonder Pouch thing because my kids brought home their Yonder pouches and promptly locked them. So now they have to, on the first day of school, go unlock their pouch. So, oops. So that made me laugh.
There was no phone in them.
No, that would have been amazing. Oh, shoot, missed opportunity. So that brought me some humor. And I just want to say thank you to our staff, both who are getting the schools ready to welcome students next week. I've been in, or tomorrow, not next week, sorry. I know there's a lot of energy and it's pretty exciting, although I dread getting up early again and managing getting kids out the door. But no, I appreciate all the excitement and the work that's gone into that. And you know, we laugh about how quick the board meeting goes, but I just want to thank Sean for all the work that went into the budget, because you did make it a really easy process by the time we get to this point, because we've had so much information over so much time that it's easy to just move through it and be done. So thank you for all your hard work on that, for what's gone into it, and for helping us understand how school bus purchases work, so we don't have to visit that every day. Is this budgeted? Yeah. So I appreciate that. And just as we start school tomorrow, everyone watch for school zones. I saw the district put out their kind of a blurb about with the Wenatchee police about being safe in the school zones, and it's good reminders. We've been flying through them all summer, so they will be active tomorrow.
I was able to join in on opening day at the high school, and it was a very strong display of enthusiasm and dedication to schools. Very impressive. And for me personally, it was a great opportunity to welcome and thank a lot of people individually. And then I want to follow that up on the mic also as a member of the board. We all appreciate you, what you do, your dedication, how you set it up, and your humanity that you put into the school district. So thank you. The other thing I got to talk on really in a way has nothing to do with the school district. I happened to be in the audience when the state treasurer came to Wenatchee last week and talked about how he manages the finances. What struck me was how similar it was to Wenatchee School District. And I just think it's worth hitting on some of the points he made. They refinanced existing debt to get a lower rate of interest and save the state money. Wenatchee School District did exactly the same thing. The treasurer, even though he doesn't participate in setting the budget, has a disciplined focus on maintaining the reserves, even though they have challenging operating budget decisions. That's kind of what we have here. And you talked about how people make compromises and kind of, I often think when you can't agree that we should use mediation more. And then he stressed the importance of maintaining a high Moody's credit rating, which has also been very much part of what Wenatchee School District does. And that has a direct impact. It reduces the interest rate you pay on bonds in the future. And this was the chocolate cake at the end that I loved. His 4th priority was financial literacy for students. And he was wishing that the state actually had it as a graduation requirement. So Wenatchee School District has had that, I think, for about 3 years in operation and about 5 years in planning. And that is a survival skill for students going out into the world to protect themselves and know what they're doing. But it was interesting that he had 3 points all about billions of dollars and one about financial literacy.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Corey, I feel like you missed an opportunity by not telling everyone what the back to school event for the staff was called.
It was called the Crescendo of Awesomeness.
Okay.
Just so thank you, Tucker, for that. It was a missed opportunity. I want to
Yeah,
apologize.
I
for
think
that.
that's a great name, and the people I talked to said it was well received. So nice work. I got to go to a couple back to school nights for my kids, and I would say that the level of energy and the kind of the positivity that schools were bringing was really great, and it's really nice to see my kids like, I don't want to go to school, and then they didn't want to leave back to school night. So, I'm not sure. But yeah, everyone, welcome back. We're we're starting tomorrow. So I think that's it. All right. Have a great night.